Jai Hind friends. In last video we have started functional dependence. We have seen that if we are having two functions, say u and v, which are functions of independent variables x and y, and we are able to find a relation among u and v not involving independent variables, then the functions are said to be functionally dependent. We have seen that u equals to x plus y and v equal to sin x plus y are functionally dependent because v can be written as sin u. Now, we have also seen that what is the criteria to examine the functional dependence. We have seen that if this Jacobian del uv over del xy is 0, then only these functions u and v can be functionally dependent, otherwise not. And similarly, if u, v and w are three functions of three independent variables x, y and z, then these u, v and w are functionally dependent if and only if del u, v, w over del x, y, z is 0. Thus, Jacobian provided us a criteria to check whether the functions are functionally dependent or not. We shall just calculate the Jacobian. If the value of Jacobian is 0, then the functions are functionally dependent, otherwise not. Now, we take an example to understand the procedure. Example says, if u equals x plus 2y plus z, v equals x minus 2y plus 3z, and w is 2xy plus 4yz minus xz minus 2z square, check u, v and w for functional dependence. Also, find the relation between them if exists. Thus, u, v and w are given. We are to first check whether u, v and w are functionally dependent or not, and if they are functionally dependent, then there must be a relation among u, v and w which involves only u, v and w, but not x, y or z. We are to find that relation also if they are found to be dependent. What we will do? We have seen that to check the functional dependence, the Jacobian will help us, and therefore, we shall calculate this Jacobian del u, v, w over del x, y, z. If the value of this Jacobian is 0, then u, v and w will be functionally dependent, otherwise not. This Jacobian del u, v, w over del x, y, z is del u over del x, del u over del y, del u over del z in first row, del v over del x, del v over del y, del v over del z in second row, then del w over del x, del w over del y, del w over del z in third row. This is the formula for Jacobian, which we already know. Now, these partial derivatives will be calculated from given u, v and w. This del u upon del x will be 1 because y and z will give 0 on partial differentiation with respect to x. So, 1 is written here. Del u upon del y will be 2 because x and z will be 0, and similarly del u upon del z gives 1. Now, del v upon del x from this v will be 1, del v upon del y will be minus 2, and del v upon del z will be 3. Third row is del w over del x, del w over del y, del w over del z. Del w over del x when calculated from here will give 2y minus z. Remaining terms are 0. Del w over del y gives 2x plus 4z here. Del w over del z gives 4y minus x minus 4z. This Jacobian is calculated. Now we are going to simplify it and check whether its value is 0 or not. This is the expression for our Jacobian. Now I want to simplify this. To simplify, one way is to expand directly, but we know the expansion of determinant directly becomes sometime tedious, and therefore we have applied suitable transformations to introduce 0 at various places. Here in this column I observe it is 2 and it is 1. Therefore, this 2 can be transformed to 0 with the help of this one, and therefore this transformation C2 replaced by C2 minus twice C1 is applied. Similarly, this one can also be transformed to 0 with the help of this one again, and therefore this transformation C3 replaced by C3 minus C1 is applied. By applying these transformations, because C2 and C3 are getting changed, so C1 is intact, there is no change in the value of C1, first column. C2 minus 2 C1 gives this minus 2 times of this, that is 0, minus 2 minus 2 times of this, that is minus 4, 2x plus 4z minus 2 times of this, and it will give 2x minus 4y plus 6z. Similarly, C3 minus C1 will give 1 minus 1 0, 3 minus 1 2, this minus this, that is minus x plus 2y minus 3z. Now this determinant is having having two elements 0 in first row, and therefore it can be expanded easily along first row. Expanding along first row, I obtain 1 times 4 multiplied by this term, it will be 4x minus 8y plus 12z minus 2 times this term, and it will give minus 4x plus 8y minus 12z. This plus 4x, this is minus 4x, this is minus 8y, this is plus 8y, this 12z all cancel out, and the value of Jacobian comes out to be 0. Now the value of Jacobian is 0 means u, v and w are functionally dependent. We have examined that u, v and w are functionally dependent. Thus we can move towards next part of the example, in which we were to find a relation among u, v and w involving x, y and z. Finding a relation is a tricky approach. There is no fixed rule with fixed procedure which can be followed to give a relation between u, v and w. We will just inspect the given functions u, v and w, and then with the help of inspection we will try to eliminate x, y and z from given functions. Here u, v and w written here. To find a relation among u, v and w not involving x, y and z, I observe that here w is a polynomial in x, y and z having degree 2, because this term is product of x, y degree 2, this term is product of y and z again degree 2, this is product of x and z again degree 2, and this involves z square, so again degree 2. So each term in w is of degree 2, but in u and v each term is of degree 1. Thus if I want to obtain a relation among u, v and w and eliminating x, y and z, then the degrees of function of u and function of v must be equal to the degree of function of w. So what it suggests, I convert this u and v to the expressions of degree 2, and therefore I will calculate u square and v square first. U square when calculated from u will give x plus 2y plus z whole square. To evaluate this x plus 2y plus z whole square, I shall apply the formula for a plus b plus c whole square. It is a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. By applying this formula, the expansion of this x plus 2y plus z whole square will become x square plus 4y square plus z square plus 4xy plus 4yz plus 2xz. It is the value of u square. Now, from this v, I shall calculate v square. V square will look something like this. Now, to evaluate this expression, we shall use this same formula for a plus b plus c whole square, but the b will be replaced by minus 2y. X is to be replaced in place of a and c will be replaced by 3z. By doing so, this term 2ab and 2bc will become negative because b is negative. So, the terms of these two, the signs of these two terms will be negative, and simplification will give us the value of v square. Squaring this x minus 2y plus 3z whole square gives x square plus 4y square plus 9z square minus 4xy minus 12yz plus 6xz. If I substitute a equals to x, b equal to minus 2y, c equal to 3z, I will obtain this expression. Now, this is the expression for u square, this is the expression for v square, and this was the expression for w. Here u square, v square and w, each of these three are having degree 2. So, we can think of eliminating x, y and z from these u, v and w, and for this I again use inspection. Subtracting 2 from 1. If I subtract equation 2 from equation 1, what will happen? It will be u square minus v square here, and u square minus v square calculated from these values of u and v will give this x square will cancel out, this 4y square will cancel out, z square minus 9z square will give minus 8z square, this 4xy and this 4xy will give 8xy after subtraction, this 4yz and 12yz will give 16yz, and 2xz minus 6xz gives 4xz. Now, this is our value of u square minus v square. I can take 4 common from this u square minus v square, and in this manner this u square minus v square can be written as 4 times 2xy minus xz plus 4yz minus 2z square. What is this? This expression is the expression for w. In previous slide we have seen that this value was value of w. So, I obtain u square minus v square is equal to 4w, and it is our required relation. Let me sum up what happened. We were given u v and w as a functions of x, y and z. We were given two tasks. First task is to examine whether u, v and w are functionally dependent, and another task was to find the relation among them if they are dependent. First of all, I calculated this Jacobian del u v w over del x y z. The value of Jacobian came out to be 0. It proved that u, v and w are functionally dependent, that is, we can find a relation among u, v and w not involving x, y and z. Now, the second task was to find the relation among u, v and w. The approach was purely tricky, there is no fixed rule, and for this I calculated u square from u, v square from v, and u square minus v square as obtained in this form. This expression when simplified gave 4w, and I obtained u square minus v square equals to 4w, which is required relation among u, v and w. Now, we move towards another idea in this topic. The next concept in this Jacobian is properties of Jacobians. So far, when we have calculated Jacobians, the values of functions were given in terms of independent variables directly. If the values of functions are given in terms of independent variables directly, then we can find the Jacobian by applying the formula directly. But in most of the problems occurring before us, it is not the case. The values of functions are not directly given in terms of independent variables. Such problems occur particularly when functions are not explicitly expressed in terms of independent variables, because if this situation occurs when there is some mixed relations or functions u, v are not given directly in terms of x and y, then we cannot calculate the Jacobian by the formula discussed so far, and in this connection we require the properties of Jacobians to find the value of Jacobian. And we shall use the properties or understand the properties one by one. We take first property of the Jacobian. The property says if u, v and w, u and v are functions of x and y, then this Jacobian del u v over del x y when multiplied with del x y over del u v will be equal to 1. What property says? Property says suppose u is a function of x and y and v is also a function of x and y. Somehow I am able to express u and v in terms of x and y, then I can calculate this Jacobian del u v over del x y. Now I rearrange the terms and again I am able to express x in terms of u and v and y also in terms of u and v. Then I shall be able to calculate this Jacobian del x y upon del u v. If I find this product del u v over del x y into del x y over del u v, then its value will always be 1. Thus, if one of the two Jacobians, this or this occurring here is known, then other can be calculated directly. If we know one of these Jacobians, either this or this, then second Jacobian can be calculated directly using this formula. We take an example to understand the procedure. Example says, if x is equal to e raised to the power u cos v and y is equal to e raised to the power u sin v, find del u v over del x y. X and y are given and we want to find this Jacobian del u v over del x y. Here we observe that to calculate del u v over del x y, u and v must be expressed in terms of x and y if we try to calculate the Jacobian by the previous process. Here u and v are not given in terms of x and y. So, by previous procedure cannot be directly applied to find this Jacobian. Now, I observe that x and y both are given explicitly in terms of u and v. X is e raised to the power u times cos v, which is in terms of u and v clearly, and y is also in terms of u and v. Therefore, this Jacobian del x y and over del u v can be calculated without difficulty. So, I move in that direction. We shall first find this Jacobian del x y over del u v. Del x y over del u v can be written as del x over del u, del x over del v, del y over del u and del y over del v. X is given, so del x over del u, del x over del v, del y over del u, del y over del v can be calculated directly. Substituting this del x over del u will give e raised to the power u cos v, first term. Del x over del v gives e raised to the power u times minus sin v, because cos v when differentiated will give minus sin v. Del y over del u will give e raised to the power u sin v, and del y over del v gives e raised to the power u cos v. Now, this Jacobian will be simplified. Because it is 2 by 2 determinant, therefore, expansion is not difficult. I expand. Expansion gives e raised to the power u cos v times e raised to the power u cos v. It will be e raised to the power twice u cos square v. Similarly, second term will give plus e raised to the power twice u sin square v. This e raised to the power twice u can be taken outside to make more simplifications. This e to the power 2u comes outside and I obtain cos square v plus sin square v inside the bracket. That expression will become 1. So, the value over del x y value of del x y over del u v is e raised to the power 2u. Now, this Jacobian is calculated and there is no difficulty now in calculating del u v over del x y, because the product of del u v over del x y and del x y over del u v is 1. This value del x y over del u v will be substituted here, and substituting the value I obtain del u v over del x y as 1 upon e raised to the power 2u, which is our required value. Let me sum up once again. We were to find this Jacobian del u v over del x y. The values of u and v were not given explicitly in terms of x and y. So, I could not apply the formula for this Jacobian directly. We observed that values of x and y are explicitly expressed in terms of u and v, and therefore, we were able to find this Jacobian del x y over del u v. We calculated this Jacobian, then the property of Jacobian was used, and using that property I was able to find the value of this Jacobian del u v over del x y as 1 upon e raised to the power twice u. Now we extend this property to 3 variables. So far we have seen that if a function of 2 variables, if 2 functions of 2 independent variables are given, then we can use the property. The property can be generalized to 3 variables in a similar manner. If u, v and w are functions of x, y and z, then del xyz over del uv times del uvw over del xyz will always be 1. What is the meaning of the property? Same meaning. Suppose I have some relations involving u, v, w and x, y, z. In fact, 3 variables and 3 functions are there. So I assume 3 relations are there. Somehow I express x, y and z in terms of u, v and w only. Then I can calculate this Jacobian del x, y, z upon del u, v. Then by again some rearrangements or some method, I am able to express u, v and w in terms of x, y and z only. And if I multiply these 2 Jacobians, the value will again come out to be 1, and it means if one of these 2 Jacobians is known, then without difficulty we shall be able to write the value of other Jacobian. The property can be generalized for more variables in similar manner. Thus, in this lecture we have discussed what is functional dependence. Then we have understood an example to check whether the functions are functionally dependent or not. Then we seen that it is not possible always to express the functions explicitly in terms of independent variables, and in such a situation the properties of Jacobian come into picture. We have seen one property, and the property says that if I calculate one Jacobian del xyz over del uvw and then this Jacobian, then the product of this Jacobian will always be 1. We have also seen an example of such type of property in case of 2 independent variables and 2 functions. In coming video, we will discuss example regarding this property also, and we will also understand some more properties of the Jacobian, so that it becomes easy or convenient to find the value of a Jacobian. Thanks for now. We will be stopping and we will continue it next time.